As we just heard, we heard from Microsoft, we heard from Lego. So I represent a totally different side. Until a year ago, I was a hotel manager for a big hotel in Dubai. And I then started my own company, iConsultHotels, which consults especially small and medium-sized hospitality companies in the region when it comes to social and digital matters. That is, I'm not creating, I don't create apps, I don't create websites. What I do is I bring companies and technology together in a way that is most suitable for my clients. When I told people what I will be speaking on, and I said, I'm going to do the session on mocial. The first thing they said, or most of them said, is mocial even a proper word? Right? There is quite a few people who don't think so. It's been called the worst tech buzzword of the year. Other people want to take a handshake to it. First turned up in 2010, and as it kind of suggests, with all these buzzwords, you can always guess, is social and mobile. Okay, the accessing of social applications on mobile phones or mobile devices. So if we're talking about mocial, we need to look a little bit at how mobile phone usage, how mobile phone internet access has changed over the years and is still changing. I took this from a website called Phone Count, which you may or may not have heard of. This is from last night. What the website does is it counts the number of phones worldwide and compares that to the overall population, and how many of those phones are data connected and so on. They're fairly impressive numbers. You can also see that the number of people in the world and the number of connected phones in the world are moving closer and closer together. If you look at this live, you can actually see the figures ticking over as you sit in front of the screen or as you hold your mobile phone in your hand. IBM estimates that by 2015 there'll be 1 trillion devices with internet connection. Also interesting is that in a couple of years' time, mobile internet is set to take over desktop internet usage. So already in 2011, Americans spent an average on 2.7 hours per day socializing on their mobile phones. And of course, it doesn't take a scientist, or it doesn't take a lot of thought to realize that out of these 2.7 hours per day, a lot of it is spent in off time, while you're waiting for the bus, while you're sitting in a taxi, while you're sitting in conference, while you're in the toilet. So it has happened, I kid you not. What does it mean? From a marketing perspective, surely it means that, hello, you are reaching people during an off time when they are they don't have anything particular to do. Like you're waiting for something, you're playing around on your mobile phone. Means you're possibly more open for messages. Maybe you're bored, okay? You'll just surf around. So there is a potential here that other forms of social engagement might not necessarily have. You can reach deep down into people's lives through mobile technology. The future then is clearly mobile. 1/2 of all local searches are performed on mobile devices. It has been said that in 2010, 25 million Facebook users accessed the site via mobile browser. That then grew considerably within just 1 year. 86% of mobile internet users are using their devices while watching TV. There you have it again, okay? It's really quite difficult to sit in the office in front of your desktop PC and do 2 things at the same time. Well, it is for men anyway, but multitasking for mobile internet users is already a reality. So what does it mean? I mean, it is entirely possible to do two things at the same time. But B, if you're using that medium to engage with your consumers, to engage with your clients, with your target audience, you'll also have to bear in mind that they are probably not 100% focused most of the time, because they'll be doing something else at the same time. 91% of mobile internet access is to socialize. That's more than desktop internet access. Another interesting fact is that women between 35 and 54 are the most active group when it comes to socializing via mobile applications, phones. It's probably also worth bearing in mind, again, if you're looking at this from a marketing perspective or an engagement perspective. This is just a rough overview what people do with their mobile devices when it comes to socializing. You've got games, you've got weather, obviously you have maps and search. Social networking is right up there, higher even than news. Of course you have music, entertainment, dining and videos. 200 million plus YouTube views occur on a mobile devices per day. So you can see where this is going. In my opinion, mocial is missing an L. What is this L? Is location. Mobile and social doesn't make sense without location, because you can be mobile with your laptop to some extent, but the key is you will not be carrying your laptop 24/7, at least not in a connected state. Okay, people do that with their mobile phones. They are moving from location to location. So if you are talking mocial, you have to talk location. There are a couple of companies in the region who have understood that. CareZone, for example, is one. Shoot2Do is another one. When we're talking about mobile and location, obviously we are talking about things like Foursquare, Scavenger, Facebook Places, Google Places. So we're talking about virtual check-ins. If we're talking about virtual check-ins, we're talking about the power of the network of users. If an average Facebook user is connected to 130 people, that means that every time this person checks in, roughly 130 people will see their check-in. If that person leaves a comment about your company or your product or your service, the same amount of people will see that. People who use such location-based services tend to be more mobile in that sense than possibly other people. That is, they move around a lot, and they're obviously keen to show off where they are, what they did, and so on. There is a big potential here to tap into that. This is what I call the mocial multiplier effect. Okay, previously in the old days, i.e., a couple of years ago, your company talked to one person at a time. Okay, you're now talking to an unknown amount of people at the same time through social networking, and that is set to get more important on mobile devices. So whatever message you put out is multiplied 100 times or more, depending on your audience. Right? But at the same time, it's not just whatever message you put out, it's whatever message is put out about your company, your services, your products. Everything has the potential to go viral, to multiply beyond your control. So yes, it is very important to have a strategy in place and to be as much as possible in control of your brand in the online space, which increasingly includes the mobile online space. So mocial, make the most of it. Obviously, we're talking mobile websites or mobile optimized websites. We're talking mobile applications. If we're talking mobile applications, we're not just talking a couple of lines of text and pretty pictures. That is not going to engage your audience, okay? That is going to make them look at it maybe once, but not again, okay? Mobile applications really ought to have a high degree of engagement that keeps people interested and keeps them coming back and using the application. Because in the end, if you spend a lot of money developing a snazzy mobile phone application, it's a waste of money if nobody uses it. Another thing which I find particularly important in this region is multi-language. Okay, this is far more important in this part of the world than it is maybe in the UK or in Germany, where I'm from. The market here is separated, and English, yes, of course, everybody to some extent understands English, but if we're talking engagement, then we also have to talk about engaging people in their preferred language, and that just isn't English here. I mean, there is English, there is Arabic, there is Urdu, there are a variety of languages. It depends on your target audience. So if you want to engage your mobile phone savvy audience, try and do it with in their language. We're talking about engagement, then we're talking actually engage users. Don't just give them an app and let them look at your products on their mobile phone or send you an inquiry at the touch of a button wherever they are. No, do something with them, talk to them, okay? Ask questions, ask their opinion about things. We've seen how well this went for Lego. It's a two-way process. You're not just marketing to people. The mission is to engage people and to gain their opinion, which then can sort of feed back into your processes. Okay. And the last thing, which I find is very often lacking here, is use the data you're getting. There are a lot of companies, and that is not just confined to mobile applications or the mocial space. There are a lot of companies who are very much into the social media. We've got to do it. It's the latest fad. This is going to sort of make everything skyrocket. Right? But they're then not using the data. One of the things with social media, of course, is the data that you can mine, the data that you can gather, the data that is publicly available, the analytics that come with apps, the analytics that come with your website, okay? You need to actually sit down on a regular basis and do something with that data. What makes mocial or mobile social networking even more special is that you have an idea where these people are, or where they are in real time to a large extent. If we're looking at things like Foursquare, if one of my clients is running a hotel, they know when somebody is in-house and has checked in on Foursquare. That gives them the opportunity to have a look at their Foursquare profile, leads them to their Twitter profile, leads them to their Facebook page, leads them to all sorts of things that this person likes or doesn't like. Means untold opportunities to customize service from a company perspective, to sort of really wow your clients, your consumers, your guests, in the case of my clients. But you have to use the data. It is not enough just to put out a mobile application, a mobile website, and then sit back and don't do anything with it. You have actually got to engage the people, use the data. Only then will that money you spend on your mocial efforts, if that's what you want to call it, be worthwhile. That's essentially it from my side, short and sweet, but if there are any questions, please feel free to ask.